IDAC has got good men and women that are working there. Under the very same leader, Advocate Johnson, who are responsible for cases that are serious, that emanate from the state capture, amongst others. If IDAC is honest, if Advocate Johnson is honest, he's going to come here before this committee and take an oath and confirm what I'm saying, because what I'm saying is not a lie. I'll prove it. I want to invite these members to get a profile of the arresting officer of General Khumalo and the team, Mr. Padayache. Get his profile. You're going to know that Padayache is an ex-crime intelligence member who has never touched a case docket in his life. But IDAC employed him as the senior investigator responsible for the arrest of Khumalo. He's the one who's a boss in that case. This is a person who's now employed to work in an entity of government that is charged with the responsibility in terms of the Amendment Act of the NPA, that they must deal with serious and complex cases. Well, I don't know whether is it serious and complex case to arrest people for having sat in the panel, like you are sitting here, and you make recommendations to the higher structure that is going to appoint. You facilitate this process at a committee, you are taking it to Parliament. The Parliament will take it further. In the police, a committee that is arrested, it's a committee that Khumalo is part of. One of the charges is that Khumalo manipulated by forming the committee himself. It is before the court, honorable chair members, that Khumalo did not even recommend that panel. It is Jara Madondo who signed a letter to the National Commissioner to recommend a panel where Khumalo was included as a member of the panel.
So General Kunazi, you are aware, because I put it to you, but you're clearly now aware that is at least the reason given why he was arrested. It's this whole appointment.
That's exactly
process. No, that's the reason that they give. Because I put it to you that Advocate Johnson had told me it had nothing to do with the political killing task team.
If I were to have an opportunity to sit where you are sitting, SC, and Advocate Johnson is sitting here, I'm given an opportunity to cross-question her. I'll prove it to this house that what she told you, if she did say that, it's a lie. The Khumalo's arrest is a project. It's a project to counter the criminal investigation in Gauteng. This letter of the minister, the close of the task team, it's a project that is aimed at stopping the criminal investigation in Gauteng. So why I'm demonstrating this to you is that here is a group of members from crime intelligence that are arrested for having sat in the panel. The portfolio committee chair and the members in the portfolio committee will tell you what is the process in the ACPS in terms of filling of vacancies. So you ask yourself whether did these ones do something different to the process? The process, if I were to tell the members that the head of HR in the police, on behalf of the National Commission, they will send you a letter. They will say, this post has been advertised. Make recommendation of the panel members that must be in the panel. You submit as an accounting officer the recommendations to the head office HR. Head office HR decide whether your submission and your recommendation they're in agreement with or not. It is that office that approves the panel.
So, in my view, Sunil Beluchan, Dilip Perumal, Richard Tyler Shabalala, he's taking this thing personal. I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know why.
So you suspect that, but they are targeting you. Are these people, Beluchan and Pullman, the same people who arrested General Khumalo and others?
100% honorable member.
Oh, okay.
He's the same, sorry, honorable, he's the same.
So you suspect it's the same modus operandi?
Same tactic.
Now, I want to lift up one of the important testimonies or statements that was given to the ad hoc committee But then some members of the ad hoc committee, mostly the DA members, did not want to listen to the testimony of Mr. Kishen Chetty. They marched out. They did not listen. It was more of a protest. Why is Mr. Chetty's testimony important? He is the only witness at the ad hoc committee that testified against IDAC, against Belachun, against Dylan Perumal, against Chabalala, who are all in IDAC. He's the first one who complained about the wrongs that happened under IDAC. And I think, we don't know, maybe that could be the reason why some of the DA members moved away, because the rest of the candidates that were invited by members of the ad hoc committee, they just were interested in witnesses that will dispute Mkwanazi's evidence. They were not interested in witnesses that will testify against Johnson and against IDAC. And Mr. Chetty happened to be the only the only witness. Now, he talks about the abuse he suffered under Dylan Perumal, who is the boss or the senior investigator at IDAC, and then Sunil Belachon, and then Chabalala, and then these three are within IDAC. So he complains about their conduct and their mistreatment. He himself was referred by a psychologist to a psychiatrist, meaning it was now escalated. His mental health issues were now escalated to a psychiatrist. Why? Because he's one of the few, if not the only person who has more interaction with IDAC in the person of Chabalala, Belachun, and Dylan Perumal. He interacted with those people more than any other accused. So the mention of their names to him triggers his psyche, because they did not treat him very well. So as he said in the testimony, he's going through psychiatric sessions, all because of the treatment or mistreatment by Sunil Belachun, Dylan Perumal, and Chabala. He is the witness that revealed that Sunil Belachun was at some point charged for pointing a firearm. Now, the law that controls firearms does not allow people to just point a firearm at a person, especially in the public. So he says in the Eastern Cape, there was that charge. Again, he's the only one who mentioned that before we could hear anything, he's the only one who mentioned that Sunil Belachun has a warrant of arrest under CAS 9705/2021. That, you remember the case I talked about? That case was opened by James Ramanjula, the case of fraud. And I forgot his name. Is it Mashaba? I forgot the name of David Mashaba, something like that. The name of the investigator who was about to arrest Sunil Belachun. But then there were some shenanigans, some interference about his arrest, meaning Sunil Belachun. He mentions the entire story of what happened. And that Nico Williams, who was a partner when they were police together, remember, Sunil Belachun was transferred from police to IDAC, or ID, was seconded by Sitol, former commissioner, Ketla Sitol. I think it's him and the others. So they're working together with Nico Williams. Now, Chetty tells a story of how Sunil Pelachun got hold of his own warrant of arrest. His allegations or accusations, he alleges that Nico Williams took or collected, and he shows the evidence, documentary evidence. He collected the warrant of arrest from NPA to Sunil Pelachun, not to arrest him, because Nico Williams was not part of the investigation of that case. He was just a partner to Sunil Pelachun. So he took the warrant of arrest to Pelachun in the Eastern Cape. That's how then Pelachun got hold of his own warrant of arrest. But not necessarily Nico Williams is part of the IDAC, but was a partner and a friend to Pelachun. Right? So Chetty tells of that story. And he tells of the fake summons that was issued by Pelachun and Chabalala and Perumal, that they went to check or to verify with their lawyers, to verify the summons if they are genuine or not. When they got to the court clerk said, no, these are not valid. And they were called to appear in court. This is very strange. They were called to appear in court. When they got to court, that's Chetty saying, when they got to court, now, their case was not in the court roll. The court did not know, was not aware of their case. Now, what is happening? Because when you are called by the investigators to go to court, the court must set a date and assign a magistrate. But when they got to court, there was no magistrate because the magistrate court is not aware of their case. Now, he uses that to say this is a sign that this is an abuse of power by the three, Pelachun, Dylan Perumal, and Chabalala, and part of the harassment that they went through. And then in that list of the people who were arrested, about 41, there was a lady known as Rosina Melanzi, who at the time was an elderly lady who was not well health-wise. But then these guys didn't care. They arrested her, and her health deteriorated after they arrested. I think she might be late now. But Mr. Chetty accuses Pelachun, Perumal, Chabalala, all from IDAC, of somehow indirectly contributing to the deterioration of the health of Miss Malan. You got that? And these are things that must be investigated against the misconduct of IDAC.
And if I could be allowed to finish, Honorable James, I took exception to him saying that there were rogue elements. If the Honorable James remembers what the Honorable Malema said, I indicated in the manner in which he put it, I could not dispute that. If you talk of Mr. Pelachun, if there are criminal allegations, those must be investigated. That is not a rogue element. That is completely different from how I understand the rogue element to be. The rogue element is someone, as described by the Honorable Malema, who might be compromised in terms of giving information about cases and details of cases to Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi or anybody else. That is the rogue, as I understood.
Here we are unpacking another word now, the meaning of rogue elements. In my mind, rogue elements means anyone that's possibly linked to any form of corruption or that has any case. IDAC has a newly established body basically to root out corruption. And here you have a member within IDAC that has an active case, and you are justifying his appointment.
I'm not justifying his appointment, Honourable
But
Member.
can we agree that you have a member employed in IDAC that has two cases and the one hasn't been finalized?
You
That
refer-
IDAC is compromised.
You refer to the cases, Honorable James. I'm saying to you that if there are cases, they will be investigated. That has not put the member at risk. In the way that you put it, I hear you. I hear what you are saying. I'm not disputing what you are saying. I'm saying that there have been no findings made against the person in question.
Okay.
However, given what you raise about how matters should perhaps be dealt with, what I do undertake to do is myself to ask about these investigations, the status of those investigations, because if, in the manner that you summarize it, it would have an impact on how it looks for IDAC and its integrity.
All right, I'm going to put it to you now. Does this not raise concern regarding transparency and accountability within IDAC? When the general public now hears that there's someone appointed within IDAC, does that not raise concerns?
It should.
Thank you.
And I want you to spread this video until it reaches the right ears or the right phone, right? The right WhatsApp. This must go to Minister Mamloko Kubai. And it must also reach the president. Okay? It must also reach Advocate Andy Mutibi. These three individuals, and also the new judge, the ombudsman, they need to get hold of this video, right? We start. The president signed into law the NPA Amendment Act number 10 of 2024. And this is the act that established IDAC, the Investigating Directorate Against Corruption. That's IDAC. Now, if you want to understand the act or the intention of the act or what the legislator was trying to deal with, go to the purpose and the preamble of the act. So let's go to that preamble of the act or the purpose of the NPA Amendment Act. There it is to establish IDAC. 1. 2, it is to provide for the appointment of investigators in IDAC, right? So 1 is to establish IDAC. 2 is to provide for the appointment of investigators into IDAC, right? 3, it is to provide for the vetting of the same investigators. So we say 1, to provide for the establishment of IDAC. 2 is to provide for the appointment of investigators into IDAC. 3, it is to provide for the vetting of the investigators. We clear there. We quickly move to Section 19E of the same Act. I did this, but this one I want it to spread as much as it can to reach the president, to reach the minister, to reach the NDPP, to reach the ombudsman, the judge of IDAC. Section E, I left it out. It must reach the chairperson of the constitutional development, the chairperson of the ministry of the portfolio, Honorable Ngola. It must reach him and the members of that portfolio committee. These are things they need to do because they are the ones who came up with this law. So they need to ask the questions or answer the questions. 19E of that act. We will go together slowly. 19E, as you can see, the topic is the vetting of the investigators. Who are the investigators? Dylan Perumal is one of them. Sunil Pelachun is one of them. Brian Padayachi is a senior investigator that arrested Khumalo at the airport. He's the investigator there. We're together. Brian Perumal is the one who called, or who allegedly called Mkhwanazi to say, no, Khumalo does not need to go home. There's no warrant of arrest. So you clear when you talk about the vetting of the investigators. Don't generalize it. It refers to Brian Padayachi. It refers to Dylan Perumal. It refers to Sunil Pelachun. And the question I'm going to ask, is their appointment in line with Section 19E of the NPA Amendment Act, which reads as 19E subsection 1 says, subject to subsection 2, no person may be appointed as an investigator unless the person has been issued with a security clearance certificate following a vetting investigation conducted in terms of Section 2A of the National Strategic Act of 1994, Act number 39 of 1994. That's Section 19E. It says no person can be appointed as an investigator unless they have a security clearance certificate, 1. 2, they must undergo through vetting investigation. Now we come back. Is Dylan Perumal, is Brian Padayachi, is Sunil Pelachun, are those 3 in possession of security clearance certificates? Are they, if they do have, can they share with the portfolio committee and the public of their security clearance certificate? We have no personal problem with them, but we're following the legislation. Number 2, did they pass the vetting investigation? Did they pass? If so, can they provide the public with that test or that investigation? Where's the report of that investigation wherein they were vetted? Can the public be provided with such a report? They are doing a good job. We give them a credit. They go around arresting people. Now, we are now following the law. Do they have the certificates? Did they pass the vetting process? Now, my name is Zolani Simai, and I'm saying this because those who know me, I tend to behave like, what do they call it? This animal that's stubborn. I forgot it. Why did I forget the animal? And I can be persistent. And lastly, I would not ask these questions if I am not up to something. Hello.
Bundle, page 2, that is Annexure X 1.1.
X 1.1, I'm there.
Yes, and please describe what is that image we are looking at there?
It is an extract of a WhatsApp communication between Sunil Pelachun and myself.
And you confirm that there is a telephone number right underneath that name?
That is correct.
Correct. Could I then ask you to turn to page 55 of your annexure bundle, page 55? That's under annexure X7, which we will get to later, but please go to page 55.
I'm there, Commissioners.
Thank you. And so when you say in your paragraph 21 that he communicated with me using the same number, which is the number that Mr. Asif Mohammed has registered as Sunil Bro on his phone, are you referring to the image
Yes, Commissioners.
on page 55?
This image is that of Mr. Asif, and this is how he has saved Mr. Sunil Belgium, and it is the same number that also refers to the same number that I saved differently, though.
Thank you, Witness N. You can then proceed to paragraph 22, please.
I thereafter managed to obtain both dockets. The assault case where Mr. Asif Mohammed is the complainant is registered as per East London CAS 436 of 9/2025 and is attached as X2. The fraud docket where Mr. Bellichan is the complainant is registered as East London CAS 433 of 9/2025 and it is attached as X3.
Proceed to paragraph
Upon
23.
Upon obtaining the dockets and considering the contents, I noted that the assault docket was closed as undetected. Commissioners, if you may just note, it says that just a week later, but I have amended to say just 2 weeks later because it's not the 3rd. In fact, it's the 9th of October 2025 that the docket was filed undetected.
And for further clarification then, could you go to page 4 of your annexure bundle? That's annexure
Yes, I'm there.
X2, correct?
That's correct.
Correct. And that is the East London CAS 436, which you are referring to. Is that correct?
That is correct, Commissioners.
That's the assault docket where Mr. Mohammed is the complainant.
That is correct, Commissioners,
And-
of which at the bottom left is the stamp dated the 9th of October 2025.
And the stamp is what reads as undetected, is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you.
Ms. O, on that same page, in the middle, it seems to record the nature and description of offense. You see where I'm reading, where I'm looking?
I
In the-
do, Commissioner, yes.
Yeah, what is that? What does it say?
The nature and description of the offense is abbreviated ASSGBH, which refers to assault with grievous bodily harm.
With intent to do grievous bodily harm.
Pardon, thank you, Chairperson, with intent to cause grievous bodily harm, yes.
Thank you, Witness N. While still on page 4, would you please read, you've just described to the commissioners what the nature and description of the offense is. Do you see the column right on the right of that titled Crime Code?
That is correct.
And the column immediately to the right of that titled Nature of Property/Injuries?
Yes, Commissioners.
Could you read what is filled out underneath there, please?
It is written loose teeth and bleeding nose.
Thank you, Witness N. You are now at paragraph 24 of your statement on page 6.
Yes, Commissioners. I met with Mr. Asif Mohammed and updated him on these developments. He was disappointed with the outcome and shared more information with me about the background of his relationship with Mr. Bellichan, with the hope that he could still seek justice. In January 2026, he prepared a statement which I attach as X4.
You can
The
proceed.
upshot of this statement,
Please proceed, witness.
the upshot of this statement is that he arrived in South Africa in 1998 as an undocumented immigrant from Pakistan. In order to survive, he started a small shop and where he sold wares in East London along with other Pakistani nationals. Sometime during the year 2000, he was pulled over by Mr. Billichan for driving without a license. Mr. Billichan demanded a bribe from him and he paid it. A few months thereafter, Mr. Billichan began extorting money from Mr. Asif Muhammad as well as other Pakistani shopkeepers in the area. Mr. Billichan did so because he knew that many of them were undocumented immigrants or that they were operating businesses without permits. They paid him so as not to be raided by the police. He had borrowed money from Mr. Billichan at exorbitant rates, and even after paying Mr. Billichan back, Mr. Billichan continued to demand more money from him. He also explained that Mr. Billichan participated in unlawful activities, such as selling counterfeit cigarettes, and that Mr. Billichan had assisted some Pakistani nationals to obtain fraudulent South African identity documents in exchange for money.
Witness in.
Mr.
Witness in.
Yes, okay.
Yes, you reference annexure X4 in paragraph 25.
Yes, I did.
Thank you. Could you turn to page 27 then of your annexure bundle?
Yes, I'm there.
And please confirm that that is the affidavit of Mr. Asif Muhammad, whose contents you refer to in paragraph 26.
Affirmative, Commissioners. This is the affidavit.
Thank you.
May I proceed with the statement?
Yes, witness in, you are now on page 7, paragraph 27.
Mr. Asif Muhammad further shared with me that Mr. Billichan routinely exploited other Pakistani nationals who were desperate for money. He introduced me to two of his acquaintances who provided statements in support of this. I'm not going to read the name.
Yes, please do not read the name, and we've redacted those, but please just continue with the content of your statement there.
Okay. The particular individual prepared a statement where he shared details that he borrowed 20,000 Rand from Mr. Billichan at interest of 3,000 Rand per week. Mr. Explained that he gave his car to Mr. Billichan to keep until he repaid the loan. When the guy was unable to repay the loan, he contacted Mr. Billichan, requesting the car back so that he can sell it and repay him. But Mr. Billichan refused and instead sold the car himself and kept all the money. His statement is attached as X5.
Can I ask you at that juncture, witness N, to please go to annexure X5? It is on page 30 of your annexure bundle. Page 30.
Yes, that is the statement.
And can you confirm? Thank you.
Confirmed. Another individual prepared a statement confirming the above account of the guy who sold the vehicle, who gave the vehicle back, and his statement is attached as X6.
Please turn to page 32 of your annexure bundle and confirm that that is the statement you are referencing in paragraph 27.2.
I do confirm that is the statement.
Please proceed, witness N.
In that same engagement, Mr. Asif Muhammad explained to me that he fears for his life as Mr. Billichan regularly demands money from him and that he has received WhatsApp text from Mr. Beluchan asking him to pay his money back or else he will kill him.
And witness N,
He
what,
shared-
witness N, what did you understand as with reference to the statement that Mr. Beluchan regularly demands money from him? Why was money being demanded from Mr. Asif Mohammed?
I understood this to be some kind of a protection fee, commissioners, that Mr. Beluchan was extorting from this individual.
And your basis for that understanding stems from?
It stems from the provided bank statement from the victim, which depicts regular payments, weekly or 2 days apart or 3 days apart of exorbitant amounts.
Witness N, perhaps before we go to those bank statements, in the paragraph immediately thereafter, in paragraph 29, you deal with the issue of the WhatsApp conversations. Perhaps address that paragraph and then let's continue from there, please.
He shared a printout of the WhatsApp conversation, which I attached as X7. A reading of the messages reveals a pattern of Mr. Beluchan repeatedly demanding money from Mr. Asif Mohammed, and threats to him are highlighted. He also provided bank extracts.
Witness N, before we get to paragraph 30, you reference annexure X7 in paragraph 29. You see that?
X7, yes, I do.
Could I ask you to go to page 33 of your annexure bundle, page 33?
Yes, I'm there, commissioners.
And where did you source this document?
It was Mr. Asif Mohammed himself who gave me this printout.
Thank you.
From his cell phone and the conversations between himself and Sunil.
And witness, and this document is quite a voluminous document, but in certain places, certain aspects of the document have been highlighted. I'll take you, for example, to page 46.
Yes. Where it says, I will kill you.
The pink highlight on page 46.
That is correct.
Do you see the date there? Could you read the date and the time?
The date is the 21st of August, 2025 at 17:25.
And the sender of the message is?
It is written Sunil.brew.
And this is the individual who, the screenshot that you referred to earlier on page 55.
That is correct.
And in your witness statement, you indicate that this is an extract provided to you by Mr. Asif Mohammed of his WhatsApp chats with Mr. Beluchan. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
And who presented this highlight in the texts? Who made these markings in the WhatsApp chats?
When Asif pointed out, I then highlighted as he pointed out because I did ask him to show me when exactly and where does he state certain averments were made.
And so if in your reference in paragraph 29 to saying that there was regular demands of money and threats to him are highlighted, those are the highlights you referred to here?
Yes, Commissioner.